is our first type of egg, which is a sunny side up egg. There are two ways you can do this. I call the first way the dollhouse sunny side eggs, which is how RPK likes them. That is where you leave the whites that normally surround the yolk intact, and they tend to stay really wet when your eggs are done. If you don't like your eggs this way, you can pinch the whites away from the yolk, and they will fall away and they'll fall into your pan and they'll get cooked. So I've heated a little bit of butter. You can use butter. In the next videos, you'll notice that I use canola oil. It's because I usually don't recommend that beginners use butter because it burns so easily. You can use soybean, canola, butter, etc., etc. I've heated it on a little medium-high. We're going to break our eggs right into the pan. And for teaching purposes, I am going to pinch the whites away from the yolk just to show you how that's done. If you like your eggs thoroughly, if you like the whites thoroughly cooked, this is what you want to do. If you like your eggs soft, softer, a little wet around the yolk, then you don't have to worry about this. But the way you do it is, let's see here, you just stick your fingers in the whites and literally pinch, and it's going to come away from the yolk and it'll fall into your pan. Otherwise the whites will stay intact around that yolk, and you know, the other whites that have fallen will be cooked, but when you're all done, you'll have a pretty thick coating of the raw egg whites around your yolk, and some people don't like that. Some people prefer that. Okay. Make sure your heat isn't too high. One, because you don't want to burn whatever lubricant you're using, and two, because high heat will make eggs rubbery, and they'll burn. Brown on eggs is always a big no-no. Unless you're frying them, of course. That goes for scrambled eggs, omelets, sunny over easy over medium, etc. Unless you specifically are asking for your eggs cooked hard, which just means well done. So, I have a heat-resistant spatula, rubber mixing type spatula. If you have watched the flipping video, you know that you don't need one of these types of spatulas if you've gotten flipping down. So, as these eggs cook in my lubricated pan, I'm going to just kind of shake the entire plate of eggs loose. Make sure that they're going to be able to slide out of my pan as soon as they're done. And depending on how well you want these cooked, you can start to see, as long as your heat is set at the right temperature, you can start to see your sunny egg should be cooking evenly. All of the whites should be cooking evenly. The very, very outer edge may get a little more done, but you don't want the outer edge to be cooking a lot faster than the rest of the eggs. And these are just about exactly how he likes them. Turn off your heat, shake them loose, make sure they move freely into the pan so that you can plate them. And I just slide them right on the plate like that. And I don't know how well you can see these, but these are pretty much perfect sunny side eggs. You have the slight crisp around the edge here, but for the most part, it's very evenly cooked. The yolks are still intact. This is important. When real sunny side egg lovers want their eggs, they want the yolks intact. This is why if you are going to pinch the whites away from the yolk, you want to just grab right at the very edge of where you see the yolk. Otherwise, you will bust the yolk open, and that's a no-no. So that's the first step in eggs.